Hi and welcome to today's practice. Today I have for you a quick yoga to distress. So we will have a couple of poses when we're breathing through. And those will hopefully will help you out to reduce the stress you're feeling. So let's get started. You can take a block or a cushion or a book or whatever. Place it underneath your bum. We want to have a nice elevation so that we can have our spine nice and long. And let's place the hands onto the knees and let's close the eyes. And I want you to connect with your breath first. So inhaling and exhaling. So without trying to change it just now, just notice how it is. Is it deep or is it shallow? Is it long or is it short? Is your belly going up when you're breathing in? Or is your chest expanding when you're breathing in? Just really notice that. So connecting with our breath is one of the best ways you can actually distress. So let's take a big inhale through the nose, feeling the belly rising, chest expanding, and then slowly exhale through the nose. Again, inhale through the nose, feeling chest rising, belly rising, chest expanding up to the collarbones. And then slowly exhale through the nose. So you're keeping on the back of the nose a little contraction, big inhale, which helps you extend the inhale and exhale as much as possible. Slowly exhale through the nose. Inhale, still keeping that contraction, feeling the belly rising, chest expanding up to your collarbones. Feeling that breath in your whole torso. And now slowly exhale through the nose. The breath can be nice and laudable, and audible, loud and audible. So let's call it laudable. Inhale and exhale. Another big inhale. Slowly exhale. So in this breath, when belly is rising first and then chest expanding, we're utilizing diaphragm to facilitate our breath. And this is when our body can switch from sympathetic nervous system to parasympathetic nervous system. And it can focus on healing itself, healing the body. So parasympathetic nervous system is rest and digest. So anytime you connect with this diaphragmatic breathing, it will help with tackling the stress you're experiencing. So alone, this one is a great exercise. So keep feeling the breath in your whole torso and your whole body. When you're inhaling nice and slow and exhaling nice and slow. So you want to elongate the breaths as long as possible. Let's just think of an intention for this practice. Let's maintain this breath at all times. And think of our intention for this practice. So good intention for this practice could be to keep the stress level down, to utilize the breath throughout the whole practice. Belly rising and then belly falling. Okay, inhale, open the eyes, and then exhale, place your hands down onto your shins. And now what we're going to do, we're going to do a little of cat and cow, sitting cat and cow. So we're going to inhale, open the chest up, really arch toward the front, and then exhale, we're going to arch back. Opening the shoulders, closing the shoulders in front, and then exhale, inhaling, opening the shoulders, opening the chest, and then exhale slowly. So let's do this a few times. And I'm still moving my pelvis also, so it's not just the chest, it's my whole back and my whole torso which is moving. So inhaling the pelvis is tilting, and exhaling, the tailbone is tucking under. So let's do a few of them. Start feeling all the bits in your low back. I quite like to have my eyes closed just so I can feel a little bit more. It's always good though, especially for the standing poses. It's not the best to have your eyes closed. Okay, let's speed it up a little bit now, just so we can really nicely warm up the spine. Okay, let's stop in the middle. Okay, now taking the block away, or whatever you were using to set down. Let's set, and then one leg is going to be nice and long. Maybe I'll show you first on this leg. So the right leg is nice and long, and then the left leg goes to the side. And then we're going to inhale, elongate the spine, and then on the next, so we can fold forward. So if it's too much for you, you can still keep the block, and you can sit on the block to bring yourself a bit higher. You can also use a strap. I don't have one with me currently, but you can use the strap, hook it over your leg, and then help yourself to pull down. If you don't have that, that's fine. You can just place the hands down and then just push yourself towards the leg, inhaling nice and slow. And if you've got the space, you can then grab a hold to your big toe, and then inhale, look up, and then on an exhale, we're just going to keep on holding forward. So just keeping here, nice and slow, big inhale, slow exhale, another big inhale, and exhale. With the tailbone, I want to keep sticking out to the back. So I'm not curving my tailbone under, I'm pushing it away from me. Slowly exhale, another big inhale, and exhale. Another big inhale. Slowly exhale. I don't want you to look down. It's because then you can round your spine. I want you to look up. So then we want to elongate the spine as much as possible. Okay, let's take one last big inhale. And then on the exhale, we're gonna take the hand away and then switch the legs. So now left leg is nice and long. Right leg is bent, placing next to your thigh, and then opening to the side. And again, you can, if that's not comfortable, you can use the block and place it underneath also, just to, or whatever you have, just to, so that leg isn't hanging. And if you don't have that much, you can still sit on the block, push the hands, opening, just inhale, and then on exhale, let's fold forward. So you can just stay here, and that's good enough as long as you feel the stretch. And if you're feeling that you've got the space, you can inhale, grab a big toe, inhale, look up towards the sky, and then on the exhale, fold forward. So let's take a couple of nice big inhales here. Slowly exhale. Another big inhale. And exhale. Let's take another inhale. Exhale slowly. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling. Okay, inhale. And then on exhale, release the leg if you've been holding it. Then hands go to the back. Okay, so now we're going to bend the legs, move to the side, bend, go onto the knees, hands go to the front. And now we're going to place one leg down in between the hands, and then bring ourselves up, the other leg to join it. And now we just want to keep the hands down. You can take your blocks here, so if you're not touching the floor, you can keep your blocks here, but I would advise to bend the knees as far as possible, so then you can touch the floor, and because we're actually targeting the low back in here instead of the hamstring. So keep your knees nice and bent. Your belly is onto the thighs, and then you can place the hands down if you want to. If you're feeling good here, you can move a little bit side to the front, side to side. If you're feeling good in here, what you can do, place the head nice and low, and then if you're feeling steady, you can stay here. But if you do feel steady, grab a hold to your elbows, and then you can move a little bit side to side with that. Nice slow inhales. Feet are hips width apart, Now we want to feel that we're standing on the 3 points of the feet, moving side to side a little bit. Notice all the sensation you might be having. Really want to focus onto the body, connect with the body and not with our mind. Okay, inhale, look up, place the hands down, and then one leg goes back, the other one goes back, and we into our all fours. So all fours is onto the floors, for four limbs onto the floor. So hands are underneath the shoulders, so your wrists are underneath the shoulders, and the knees are underneath the hips. And then we're gonna do a couple of cat and cows here. So we're gonna inhale, tail goes up, belly goes down, and then chest comes forward, shoulders going up and down, and then we're looking towards the front. And then on the exhale again, doing cat. So starting from the tail goes down, and then we arching as much as possible towards the sky. Head goes in between the hands, and then again inhale, tail goes up, belly goes down, we arching down towards the mat. Chest goes forward, shoulders up and down, and then we're looking forward and back. So tail goes back, and then we arching, and then all the way back. So do it in your own time, see how you feel. You can do it quicker, you can do it slower. See if you can feel all the vertebrae of your spine. And if you can't, that's totally fine. Just try to notice where is that you're missing the sensations. Okay, let's do a few more here. Okay, let's stay in the middle. Big toes together, knees apart. And then we're gonna slowly sit back on the heels. And you don't need to sit on your heels. You can have your bum up towards the sky. Well, not up towards the sky, but not on your heels, and that's totally fine. Head goes down onto the floor, and we into our child's pose. So take a nice big inhale here. Slowly exhale. Another big inhale. And exhale slowly. Take another big breath in. And then slowly exhale. Feeling the belly rising in between the thighs. Slowly exhale. So if your head isn't on the floor, you can take a block or a book or whatever, which can help you out. Place it underneath. Then place your forehead on that. And then if you're feeling you're hanging a little bit high, you can do the same on the back. So you could put a block here or a nice cushion, so that it would help you out to stay here for a little bit instead of like just hanging in the air. So just notice which one is good for you, which one works for you. There are options, but everybody is different, so everybody needs to take options that are good for them. So let's take 2 more big breaths here. Slowly exhale. Another big inhale. And exhale. Inhale deeply. And then exhale, we're gonna look up and then slowly bring ourselves up onto the forearms, and then bring bring ourselves on the hands. Okay, knees are coming together, and then we're gonna tuck the toes under, sitting back onto the heels, and then I'm gonna play. As you can see, my hands are already nicely towards the front, and now I'm gonna bring my head in between the hands, so my ears are next to my biceps. And now I'm gonna inhale, and then on the exhale, take my legs into the floor, and then slowly bring the knees up, bringing the bum up towards the sky into our down dog. So mind you, with dog, we're not looking for straight legs, we're looking for straight spine. So let's start walking our dog. So one heel goes down, and then the other one goes down. Pushing the hands into the floor, really clawing into the mat. So we get a nice grip, and we also work in the hands. And then you can stay on one long leg if you want to. And then the other, just really feel how that feels. If you do feel a sticky point, just stay there longer. And just take a couple of nice deep breaths. So let's think about the hips. Hips starting going to side now. Nice slow inhales. Okay, look up, and then knees go down, and then we're gonna slowly walk ourselves up to the front, and then lie down. Okay, lying down, hands onto the mat, head onto the hands, and then let's do something before we go into our pose. So inhale, bring the left leg up, and then extend and place it down. Again, inhale, bring the right leg up, and now extend back, and then place it down. So it creates just a little bit more space into the low spine. Okay, now option is hands are closed next to the breasts. My thumbs are under the breasts. I'm gonna inhale, look up. So what I'm doing, inhaling, looking up, also bringing the shoulders back and down, elbows together, and then slowly bringing myself nice and high. So you can walk your hands in here a little bit, see how it feels, or you can just stay here on a nice and low one. This is a lovely one to do. So let's stay here for a few breaths. So you can stay here. We can maybe try the higher one. So pushing the hands up, my pubic bone is still onto the mat. So let's take a nice big inhale. So that if it's too much for your spine, just stay on the low one. This one is good too. We both working the same things. They both work the same thing. So let's just stay where you are. If you're feeling any stickiness, or if you're feeling any kind of maybe small pain or whatever, just go to the low one. Inhaling nice and slow. Exhale slowly. Inhale. And exhale. Let's take one more inhale. And then on exhale, we're going to slowly bring ourselves down. Hands goes to the front. Place your head onto the forehead, onto the hands, and then move side to side. Move your hips side to side. Inhale, look up, and let's lie down on the back. So last thing left, it's our Shavasana. So lying down onto the mat, you can take a block also, place it underneath your head if that's what you feel like. What is that? We don't want to have our neck tensed. So if you're feeling that lying on the back is tensing your neck, just keep that block there. Feet are together, heels are together, feet flapping apart, hands going towards the sky. Now we're going to return to your normal breath. Start noticing how you feel. Compare how you have been feeling before you started. Notice how your stress has eased off. Notice all the sensations. Inhale and smile. Notice how the energy has shifted, and keep that internal smile on your face. relaxing as much as possible. If you've got more time to stay in Shavasana, I invite you to stay for longer. Another few minutes will be very beneficial. But if you are short for time, start bringing yourself slowly to the room you are in. Maybe start wiggling your toes and your fingers. Maybe doing circles with your wrists and your ankles, one way and then the other. And then bringing the hands over the head and really stretching as you do in the morning. Big stretch. And whenever you feel ready, just turn to the side for a few more breaths. And whenever you're ready, use the top hand to push yourself away from the floor into sitting, cross-legged, hands together into our Anjali Mudra. And let's remind ourselves to have kind and loving thoughts, kind and loving communication, and kind and loving intentions towards ourselves and others. And thank you very much for joining into this practice. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how it was in the comments. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends. They might find it beneficial also. It's a good thing when we're stressing. It's a good thing to really come into our body instead of sitting in our head, stressing ourselves more and more, worrying. A nice slow practice can really go a long way to help you with the stress. So hope you've enjoyed it, and again, like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, and I hope to see you here next week. Namaste.